I walked into that diner, for one reason a quiet meal, nothing more, nothing special, just a place to sit down and breathe, for a well-the kind of place where nobody asks questions, or, at least, that is what I expect. Teddy took a seat in the corner, kept to myself, ordered something simply, and for a few minutes everything felt normal, the kind of normal people take for granted until the door opened and everything shifted. Officers walked in, slow steps, scanning the room, the kind of look that is not curiosity, it is judgment. And it did not take long before it landed on me. They looked at me like I did not belong there, like I was out of place, like the seat I was sitting in needed to be cleared. They walked over, no greeting, no question, unless a tone that assumed everything. They told me I needed to leave just like that, no explanation, no reason. Just an ordinary looked up at them, calm, steady. I have seen that tone before, I have heard that voice before, and reacting never helped, so I stayed where I was, did not argue, did not raise my voice, just sat there. That seemed to bother them more, because when someone expects resistance and they do not get it, they lose control of the situation. Their tone got sharper, more direct, more force behind it, like saying the same thing louder would make it right. The room got quiet. People started watching, not saying anything, just observing. Becky's everyone could feel it. Something was off. He put my utensils down slowly, not out of fear, but out of decision, because I knew something they did not, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. Into my jacket, slow, like carefully, to alarm anyone, and pulled out my phone. They watched closely, like they expected something else a bit. All I did was make a call, no long explanation, no detailed storage, thus a single Namathan. I ended the call and placed the phone back on the table. That was it, nothing dramatic, nothing loud, just quiet confidence. At first nothing changed. They stood there, still expecting me to get up, still believing they were in control, but control is not about who speaks first, it about who understands the situation. A few seconds passed, then the door opened again and everything shifted, kind of shift you can feel before you even understand it. The Somion walked in, it loud, not aggressive, it with presence, kind of presence that does not need attention. It commands. If officers turned immediately, and you could see its recognition, and little kind that changes behavior without a word. The man did not look at them, walked straight toward me, stepped beside my table, and gave a small no dressbacks but powerful. That is when everything changed. The officers straightened up, their tone disappeared, rippled with something else, something careful, measured, lentrant. Men spoke to them, calm, direct, no raised voice, no threats, just clarity, and that is all it took, because when truth enters a situation, it does not argue, it settles. If officers listened, no interruption, so pushed back, just listening, because now they understood they were not dealing with what they assumed. They stepped back, slight energy gone, confidence replaced with caution. The room stayed quiet, but now it felt different and tense, just a worried kind of silence that follows realization. Men looked at me one more time, gave a slight nod again, then turned away. No no speech, just presence. Officers followed shortly after. No more orders, no more demand. Us and Exitan. Thus like that it was over. He picked up my fork again, took another bite, and continued my meal same way I intended to from the beginning. Becos from anything had changed, only their understanding Hayden. That is the difference, because in the end it was never about power, it was about assumption. They assumed they knew who I was, they assumed they understood the situation, but they did not, and one call was enough to show them that, because you should always know who you are dealing with before you decide how to treat them. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and tell me where you are watching from.